King Charles was not hurt by comments from heckler, he is used to it. King Charles was left taken aback after a protester shouted "You are not my king," while he gave a speech to the Australian Parliament, royal commentator Ingrid Steward has claimed. Charles has battled protests on his trip around Australia, but faced a dramatic interruption during his visit to the Australian Parliament on Monday, as Indigenous Senator Lidia Thorpe shouted anti-colonial slogans. King Charles will not waste time with Prince Harry following Duke's latest move. King Charles will not waste his time with Prince Harry following the Duke of Sussex's latest move, a royal commentator has claimed. The King and Queen have travelled to Australia for a historic royal tour today, just days after it was reported that Prince Harry, 40, and Meghan Markle, 43, purchased a home in Portugal. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. The Duke of Sussex previously said he would never bring the Duchess of Sussex back to the UK, citing security fears as the reason. The Sussexes lost their right to automatic police protection when they stepped back as senior royals in 2020. By buying a property in Portugal, many commentators have viewed it as a slight olive branch by moving closer to the royal family without firmly stepping foot in the UK. However, royal commentator Hugo Vickers has claimed that the King, who has not seen the Duke of Sussex since his whistle-stop visit to the UK in February after the monarch's cancer diagnosis became public, will not waste his time with his youngest son. He said, "We don't know to what extent there is any sort of relationship between Harry and the King at the moment. I mean, the King's got a lot of things to get on with. Apart from getting well, he's got his big tour to Australia." The monarch and his wife, Queen Camilla, arrived in Sydney, Australia earlier today for the start of their South Pacific tour, which will later see them fly to Samoa. The King, who was diagnosed with cancer in February, is understood to have paused his cancer treatment for the duration of the trip. However, he has brought 2 doctors with him for the journey. Vickers continued to tell The Sun, "He's got all the things that kings have to do, and I suspect the message we're getting is that Harry just needs to sort himself out. I mean, the King's not going to waste much time concerning himself with his issues. But he's left the door wide open for him should Harry ever wish to return." The father of 2 left the UK in 2020 with his wife and later settled in Montecito, California. The Sussexes now live in Santa Barbara with their 2 children, Prince Archie, 5, and Princess Lilibet, 3. King Charles to be overthrown as monarchy's hold weakens and China is ready to pounce. King Charles's trip to Australia later this month is already creating controversy, with every Aussie state premier snubbing an invite to meet the monarch. And the issue of reparations related to the slave trade will be raised at a summit of Commonwealth countries in Samoa. Caribbean leaders are expected to demand £200 billion from the UK for its part in the transatlantic slave trade. And another new headache could also emerge, with the influence of China increasing in one Commonwealth realm. Charles remains head of state in the Solomon Islands, a group of islands to the east of Papua New Guinea. Earlier this year, the pro-Chinese Jeremiah Manele became Prime Minister of the nation. But ties with Beijing were already close, with the Solomons cutting diplomatic relations with Taiwan in favor of China. The 2 nations agreed a security pact in 2023, although its contents are a closely guarded secret. The agreement is seen as a major dent in the US's influence in the Pacific. Leaked excerpts from the deal show the Solomons can ask for Chinese assistance, including police and armed forces, while for China, it offers military and economic benefits while breaking the maritime encirclement in the Indo-Pacific. Manele met Chinese leader Xi Jinping in Beijing during the summer, and it has led to speculation the Solomons could ditch the monarchy in favor of increased Chinese influence. Recent polling suggested Republican sentiment was stronger in the island chain than any other Commonwealth realm, the 14 countries where the British monarch remains the head of state. Of those asked, 59% would back severing ties with the institution compared to 34% who wanted to remain a monarchy. It creates another potential headache for Charles, who is already facing a tough trip down under amid his ongoing treatment for cancer. King Charles and Queen Camilla touched down in Australia after grueling 24-hour journey. The King and Queen have arrived at Sydney Airport, where they received a warm welcome from officials despite the deluge of rain. King Charles and Queen Camilla didn't let the torrential downpours dampen their spirits as they arrived in Australia on Friday evening as they touched down in Sydney for their 6-day royal tour. The 75-year-old monarch clutched an umbrella as he led the way down the airplane's steps in slippy conditions, turning to check his wife was okay, as she followed tentatively behind. Reassured that she was fine, he walked on to greet the Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Australia Sam Mostyn and her husband, Simeon Beckett. Just an hour before their plane touched down, the heavens opened, deluging the runway. The heavy downpours only just abated in time for their Majesty's arrival. The couple landed at 8:30 p.m. local time, 10:30 a.m. UK, on an Australian government plane, which they boarded in Singapore after they flew there commercially. Camilla's stunning royal blue silk crepe dress by Fiona Clare was still visible through her clear umbrella, and she wore a sentimental brooch, the Australian wattle brooch, a gift from the Australian people to the late Queen Elizabeth. Before departure, Camilla, 77, made a young boy's wish come true today as he had the honour of gifting a posy to the Queen. KY, 12, who had a serious bloody condition, was joined by his sister at the end of the welcoming line. The youngster has severe aplastic anemia, and his wish to meet the King and Queen was granted by the Make-A-Wish Foundation, a charity that helps fulfill the wishes of seriously ill children. A number of key federal and state representatives also formed the official welcome party at Sydney Airport, including Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, and his fiancée Jodie Hayden. Queen Camilla and King Charles then travelled some 17 miles to Admiralty House, where they enjoyed a cup of tea with the Prime Minister and his partner. The lighting up of the iconic Sydney Opera House didn't quite go to plan, however, as the torrential downpours delayed the departure of a Cunard cruise ship docked in the way of the projector. King Charles in tears in first post-summer outing a day before late Queen's anniversary. The late Queen Elizabeth II regularly attended the Braemar gathering. King Charles and Queen Camilla have been enjoying a weekend of sports as they attended the Braemar gathering in the Princess Royal and Duke of Fife Memorial Park on Saturday the 7th of September to watch the Highland Games. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.